Long ago, in the heart of the Middle East, there was a land sacred to many religions. This land was Palestine. And at its center stood the holy city of Jerusalem. For Muslims, Christians, and Jews, Jerusalem was more than just a city. It was a place of faith, history, and deep spiritual meaning. In the 7th century, Muslim armies captured Jerusalem peacefully during the time of Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab. For centuries after that, the city remained under Muslim rule. Christians could still visit the holy places. Pilgrims traveled there from Europe. For a long time, Europe did not try to take Jerusalem back. But in the late 11th century, something began to change. Political struggles in the Muslim world weakened.
This alliance is a mistake. It will be our ruin.
At the same time, the leaders of Europe and the church began speaking about Jerusalem again. Slowly, a powerful idea spread across Europe, an idea of a holy war, a war fought in the name of the cross. The year was 1095. In Europe, church bells were ringing. Crowds gathered in a town called Clermont. On a large stage stood Pope Urban II. He looked at the crowd and raised his voice. "The Holy Land is in danger. Jerusalem must be freed." The crowd became emotional. Thousands of voices shouted together. Just like that, a great movement began. Knights, soldiers, peasants, even poor farmers joined the march. They stitched the symbol of the cross on their clothes. That is why history called them the Crusaders. Some joined for faith, some joined for land and wealth, and some believed their sins would be forgiven. The road to Jerusalem was long, very long. Thousands of soldiers traveled across mountains, rivers, and deserts. Many had never left their villages before. Hunger became their enemy. Disease spread through the camps. Cold winters and burning summers tested their strength. Many died before even seeing the battlefield. And deep inside their hearts, some soldiers began to wonder, are we really fighting for God or for power and glory? After years of marching, the Crusader armies reached the great city of Antioch. This city was protected by massive walls. The siege lasted for many months. Food became scarce. Soldiers were weak and desperate. Hope was fading. Then one night, something unexpected happened. A man inside the city secretly opened one of the gates. The Crusaders rushed inside. Antioch fell. But the victory did not last long. Soon, Muslim armies surrounded the city again. Now the Crusaders were the ones trapped inside. Fear spread everywhere. But through courage and strategy, some of them managed to escape. And they continued their journey south. Their final goal was now close: Jerusalem. In the summer of 1099, the Crusader armies finally reached the holy city. Jerusalem stood strong behind its ancient walls. The siege began. Huge catapults hurled stones at the walls. Wooden towers were pushed toward the city. Arrows filled the sky. The battle lasted for weeks. Then, finally, the walls were broken. The Crusaders entered the city. What happened next became one of the darkest chapters of history. Violence spread through the streets. Thousands of people were killed. Men, women, and children. Blood filled the narrow roads of Jerusalem. The Crusaders had won, but the victory came at a terrible cost. After the battle, the Crusaders created a new state. It was called the Kingdom of Jerusalem. European rulers now controlled the holy city. For them, it was a great victory. But for the people of the region, it was the beginning of many more wars. The fall of Jerusalem did not end the fighting. Instead, it started something much bigger. For nearly 200 years, armies from Europe and the Muslim world fought again and again. Historians later called these wars 9 major crusades were fought between 1095 and 1291. Millions of lives were lost. Cities were destroyed. Empires rose and fell. And the lands of the Middle East became the center of one of history's longest religious conflicts. Today, the Crusades are remembered as more than just battles. They were wars driven by faith, ambition, power, and human desire. They changed the history of Europe and the Middle East forever. And the story of Jerusalem remains one of the most powerful stories in human history.